Well, thanks for coming in today, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Good evening.
Got another good Virtuous Safe Flying Club event going on. Hey, thanks for coming in today, Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm just starting my leg from, I believe, Atlantic City or somewhere, following the coastline, and get to Bayport that way.
Excellent. See you down there.
Let's hope the winds are favorable tonight. So.
Yeah, runway 18, and it's pretty light wind and great weather. So. You heard it there, folks. Light winds, great weather. We're going to Bayport Aerodrome, which is 2-3 November.
Hoping the winds along the coast kind of pick up, so I don't need to do my my light flyer can get in there as quick as I can.
Oh, that's right. You're doing the right flyer. I almost forgot about that. Good luck.
Good luck. It's gonna be an interesting one. I'll probably be like, the altitudes are perfect for me, which like 7,000 feet. I mean 700 feet. Thankfully, watch the video.
Very good, very good. Alright, chat, you heard it here. Malcolm's flying in the right flyer. That should be entertaining. So we are flying from Stuart Newburgh to Bayport Aerodrome and my Bonanza tonight. Look at it here. I'm gonna go down, take off, fly the Hudson south along the river. I haven't made up my mind yet on the Skyline route versus the exclusion zone. It's basically going to depend on ATC. If there's ATC on, I'll take the Skyline. If there isn't, then I'll take the exclusion. We'll come on down here. We'll go Kennedy South Shoreline at or below 500 feet. And then we'll make our way into the final destination of the Bayport Aerodrome, which is 2-3 November. Now, many times on this stream, chat, I have shown the how to enter and exit, or I should say approach and depart from Bayport Aerodrome. But you know what? We might as well do it again. I don't see a reason why not. So let me pause the music. Let me get this set up on my other screen here. And we are going to go ahead and just take a gander at this video right here. One of my all-time favorites. This is the approach and depart from Bayport Aerodrome.
This video is to acquaint pilots who are unfamiliar with the Bayport Aerodrome to the procedures in approaching and departing the aerodrome safely and without conflict with the ISLIP Class C airspace.
NAM 106, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it.
The advisory frequency at the Bayport Aerodrome is 122.70. New York approach is 118.
We'll be using 122.8 on VATSIM, chat.
120.05, depending on which section you're approaching from. Here in this part of the video, we are departing on runway 36. We have a displaced threshold on runway 36, but you can use the entire runway for your departure. After we take off on 36, there is a commercial development just to the north of the airport. We fly over that. And then there's a housing development with 15 brand new luxury homes. If you can make a turn before you go over the houses, that's fine. If you can't, practice safe flying. Make your left turn to your crosswind leg, and then another left turn flying over the lakes, which you see here in the video. These are called the Sans Souci Lakes. Do not go above 700 feet. This is basically your downwind leg. We do not have closed traffic at the Bayport Aerodrome. Anytime you take off from the runway, you must fly your airplane all the way out to the Great South Bay, then turn around and come in, execute the proper approach procedure for the runway. We have a lot of traffic at the airport that does not use radios. We have many antique airplanes there that do not have radios, and we have students that...
So we're going to be using runway 18 tonight.
Please,
so
just remember that.
we're going to watch the whole video because it's great.
You can come to the Bayport Aerodrome
but when he starts talking about the approach into runway 18,
below 700 feet, and we have a keyhole cut out for us.
Stay below 700 feet.
Islip MacArthur Airport, which is located just north of our airport, is our controlling facility. You can call Islip, or if you call flight service, you can tell them that you want to know about NOTAMs for the Bayport Aerodrome. They'll be on the Islip NOTAMs. As you get down towards the Great South Bay, you can stay to the right. The river turns a little bit to the left right there, and you can stay to the right and stay away from the marina. This gives incoming aircraft some extra room. But when you approach to land on runway 18, you'll come straight up the river between the jetties. And you can call 122.7 and advise Bayport traffic over the shoreline for 18 Bayport. Or Bayport traffic, Cessna over the shoreline for 36 Bayport. That's all you have to say. If you look here, you'll see this big white house. You will fly directly over that house. It's below 700
So this is
feet,
for runway 36, so we'll actually fast forward here.
They're generally where the other aircraft hit the VATSIMs. This is the one with the white threshold markings.
We'll skip forward for what reason tonight.
Landing. Don't hit the VATSIMs, please. The elevation of our airport is 42 feet. Okay, here we are. We're taking off on runway 18. Finally got off the ground. All you got to do is climb up to about 600 to 650 feet and go straight ahead. But anyway, if you look down, there's the nice houses down there. And again, once you get down to and cross the shoreline and you're over the water of the Great South Bay, you can go up to any altitude except above 1,500 feet. You must stay below 1,500 feet unless you call New York Approach and get clearance into the Class C airspace. Now, you can keep on going straight out to Fire Island, which doesn't really show up too well in the video, but it's only about 3 miles offshore, straight ahead. And once you get to Fire Island and cross the Barrier Island, then you go up to any altitude you want. You're in uncontrolled airspace out there. Knock yourself out. Down there on the right, in the center of the
So this is
screen,
where we're
you
going to be
see
looking
the
for,
jetties
chat.
coming out by
Right here. You're going to be looking for these jetties coming in for runway 18. This is going to be the important one.
the entrance to where the ferry boats go in and out. And we're going to fly directly up that river. That river there is called Browns River. And that's going to give us the approach for runway 18. When you're about here, you'll call Bayport Aerodrome at 122.7 and say, Bayport, traffic, Navy, N3N, over the shore for 18 Bayport. Notice we're banking slightly to the right because the river does split. Up ahead, you'll see what they call the Sans Souci Lakes, and we're staying above those lakes. And just to the right of the screen, you'll notice now that the Bayport Aerodrome is in sight. You'll notice that when we start to parallel the runway, we should call Bayport traffic, Navy,
Right
downwind,
now, I'm just
runway,
debating
18,
whether the light
because now you're
fire
headed
on
downwind.
like
And we're going to get ready to turn
12 or
base.
the one
What
on
we want to do
20
is
is
keep
better.
one thing in mind.
Because I have
Right
both.
down there where you see all that traffic,
Yeah,
that's Sunrise
for
Highway,
both,
Route
so-
27 on your road map. We don't want to cross Sunrise Highway because that puts us in Islip MacArthur's airspace from the surface to 1,500 or to 700 feet. So, we want to stay south of Sunrise Highway. We are turning base, and we're going to be turning final. You'll notice that your base to final is very short. It's almost a U-turn, especially if you have a tailwind from the west when you turn, or a wind from the west. So here we are lined up with the runways for runway 18. Be sure you land on the open runway. We expect you to do a good job.
When you're making your approach to runway 18,
Whoa, what?
make sure you don't cross Sunrise Highway because
Test.
you're going to go into airspace.
Line clear.
Wrong. See? When you're taking off runway 18, make sure when you lift out, you don't go
Going
above
quite
what?
well up. Down
700
like
feet. You go straight out to the bay. Don't go left, don't go right. Be in
I just
trouble.
need to check in.
If you're out past
at the end of the day.
the shoreline there, you can go up to 1,000
Stand by, I'm
feet.
finishing something real
Not
quick on a
where you
stream.
are. See? When you approach, I forgot to tell you, when you approach from runway 18 from the water, make sure you come in over those two jetties. They're a good thing to line up on, and then follow
What's
the
up
lake
thinking?
all the
Like,
way down. The airport will be on the right side. See? And you make it back.
would it be fuel efficient
Yes,
to,
Peter. I
come
couldn't even
with-
spell aviator. Now I are one.
since
Another thing,
I'm trying to figure out, like,
welcome
if
guests.
I'm coming from 21 November,
If you want to know any more,
how
you call
me
this
either
number.
going up
Alright, very
and
good,
over
chat,
to
very
get
good.
to, Bayport, going under.
That video is
but
always
you have to go
classic.
through some very tight, delta shells. And then a light flyer,
Melvin Leroy
I can't
just
have two-way
subscribed.
comm, so
You.
that's gonna be lovely.
Mr. Leroy, thank you. I appreciate the resubscription, 37 months. Thank you so much, Brant. Sorry, I was busy doing something on stream. Brant, what were you looking for?
No, just confirming that tonight is just basically a check-in at the end of the night type of deal when you're all said and done, right?
Correct. No specific route. It's fly in. Just once you land, you put your information into the channel, and you're good to go.
Awesome, man. I'll enjoy watching you fly it, and I'll be inbound from Rochester. We'll see you on the ground.
Sounds good. Good buddy Brant, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I'm about to get started, Malcolm, so I'm going to be in here, but I'm probably going to have my earmuffs on, if you know what I mean.
Sam, yeah.
All right. I just lost my train of thought, chat. I've legitimately lost my train of thought, chat. Give me a second. Let me cooperate. Tell you what, chat. I do actually have to kind of go to the bathroom. So we're going to do another thing that's special real quick. Before we get started here, since my stomach decided to be a jackass right at the get-go here, is I'm going to run another video. This is from one of the fly-ins into Bayport, one of the real world they do every year. They used to do every year until COVID ruined it. And recently it hasn't been going on, which is unfortunate. But every year the AACGNY, which is the Antique Aircraft Club of Greater New York, used to have an annual event into Bayport, a fly-in, and when I was going to school at SUNY Farmingdale, we participated in the fly-in in 2004. So what I'm going to do real quick, chat, since my stomach is betraying me and I'm going to have to go to the bathroom before I get started here, is I'm going to run this video now, and you guys are going to enjoy the show while I step aside. I will be right back.
Welcome to the Antique Airplane Club of Greater New York's Fly-In 2014. The weather was great and the turnout was even better. Hello, Gerard. Stand back, Captain Dick is a professional. To get ready for the day's activities, the pilots had a meeting to find out how they can screw up the entire situation. Watch out for these two. They're up to something stupid. Nigel and Graham are hitting the skies for their attempt at greatness.
Alright, I'm back, chat, but we're gonna let the video keep running. Just in case my stomach decides it's gonna betray me again. I've been eating poorly today since it's Easter Sunday, obviously. Went and saw family, just eating food I shouldn't be eating. So, yeah, my stomach's gonna be a real treat tonight. So we'll see how it plays out, but keep enjoying the video.
Ladies and gentlemen, currently, Craig Sampson in the Yak 52 is in last place both in spot landing and bomb drop.
Oh, I totally got it, but I'm having fun. Missed the target by miles and landed halfway down by the sea.
Just realized the volume was way loud on that. Sorry, guys. The Real Mill House, yeah, I plan on doing the, I don't know if I'm going to do the Skyline. If there's ATC, I'll do the Skyline. If not, then I'll just do the exclusion. I'll do the callouts, so we'll see. See how many frames I can actually get in the sim while doing that. I'm sure it's going to be a bit of a choppy, the sim's probably not going to be too happy, but we'll see how it plays out. Yes it is, yes it is. Yes, that guy hit the frickin' target with his plane, by the way.
Reach him with the shoulder harness. Down your left.
Oh my god.
And yes, this guy has smoke on his 150.
Throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. Hey, Smirky Mike in Bayport, are you the last one in?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm right downwind right now.
Okay, I'm coming in behind you, Yak. Landing approved.
Not even close. No!
Actually, it was fun. Tell me impressed, you won.
I didn't get to throw out the inflatable sheep. I'm pissed. Where is it?
Roger, yak in the downwind, and copy runway clear.
We should pull up to the pool and throw a bomb in.
We got one.
Yeah, another one? I'm gonna do the bombing contest, or we taxi. Now we gotta throw the sheep out too. Gotta get it in.
And I'm gonna be taking 1-8. Roger, I'll go to the border Bayport.
Good job, brother.
All right,
I almost got the touchdown.
I always forget that that one scene is in there with the frickin'
Nigel and Craig are
Well,
off in the yak for
the real
spin
Millhouse,
around
that's a
the
decent
patch.
question, and I'll lower the volume. Basically, it's because the procedures are built to keep you within that cutout so that you don't violate the Long Island MacArthur airspace. Basically, if you don't do it correctly, you got a really good chance of violating the Class Charlie airspace. So that's a big reason why, even though it is public and uncontrolled, if you're not doing the procedures properly, you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to bust a Charlie. So it is definitely one of those airports where, you know, it is good to have that prior knowledge of what to do before going in there. Otherwise, you could be in a world of trouble. And it really is not well known to the public outside of the people that, you know, either live near on Long Island or have been there or have gone to one of these fly-ins. You know, it's not very busy when there isn't a fly-in going on, let's put it that way. You know, every now and then you'll have guys that are taking their old airplanes out and flying around there. But when I was doing my flight training, a lot of times, just for the heck of it, every now and then we would go in the 152 and we'd go do a touch and go, or a landing and a departure out of Bayport. And there, a lot of times there really wasn't anyone there, so even during the summer, unless there was some kind of special thing going on. But the reason for the procedure, and if someone doesn't do it, I mean, no one's going to know as long as they don't bust the Islip Class Charlie. But you got a really good chance of busting the Islip Class Charlie if you don't follow the procedure. I hope that's a decent enough explanation.
Larry, thank you for coming. You've had enough. Go home. Now the awards will be at 7 o'clock.
Where is it? What hangar? Which hangar? This one. Oh, okay. Thank you guys for coming, making it safe, having fun. Nobody fainted anything much and nobody got hurt. We have a Lifetime Achievement Award for John Talmadge. He's been a long-time member of the...
Some of you might recognize a face that you're going to see here fairly soon, by the way.
Passed away, so we go with his son. The end of the month, we're going to do a memorial service for him and drop his ashes over the south shore from Puppet Cup. So it's something there. So I just want to show you guys there. I think everybody loves going to give that towards out. So the person that came the longest distance is Heat Myers. The warm drop competition. Yeah, there's a lot.
Here I am. Me and one of my students won the bond driving contest that year for the fly-in. Alright. Enough. Let's get to the real deal here. Thank you guys for, as always, allowing me to take a trip down memory lane with that video. It's always fun. So that's a real-world Bayport fly-in for those that haven't seen it before in this channel. Now we're going to fly this Bonanza to Bayport on VATSIM for the Virtuous Safe Flying Club fly-in. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. Alright, fire away, clear left, clear right, clear prop.
Hey.
Thanks for coming in today. right. A doctor, yeah. V-tail Bonanza. It is aptly known as a doctor killer. Very popular among wealthy, well, doctors, as it implies. And unfortunately, there were a lot that crashed. Still do, unfortunately. Aviation is inherently dangerous, chat. That's, we should probably put a little bit more gasolina in this thing. Don't need a whole lot, but that should be good for the flight. Alright, so we're here. We're awake. There is no ATC currently, so we'll start out on Unicom frequency 122.8, and we'll get ourselves ready to go. Like I said, if there is no ATC, which there currently isn't, then I'll go to the exclusion, and we'll take a look at this chart right here as we get closer. But if ATC comes on, then I'll take the easy way out, and I'll do the skyline. So weather at Stuart, Newburgh. Variable at 5 knots. We'll just use runway 27. Make it nice and easy on ourselves. We'll do a left downwind departure, go on down by the river, and just follow the river southbound towards Bayport. Thanks for coming in today, by the way. Kenny Monster, the Real Millhouse, Eric Flight. Melvin Leroy, I saw you earlier. Thank you for the 37-month free subscription. I really appreciate you, my friend. We had Nam106 is in the chat. Thank you for following. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We're just getting started here on our journey to the Bayport Aerodrome. Departing out of Stuart, so departing out of my home airport and flying down the Hudson and then along the south shoreline on Long Island until we get to the Bayport Aerodrome. Stuart traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie's crossing runway 1634, taxi in runway 27, Stuart traffic. Clear right, we're clear left, we'll cross the runway. If the sim is choppy, I apologize, and it's probably going to get way worse, to be honest with you, when we get closer to New York City. So just it's gonna be one of those bear with me things. My computer is probably working on maximum overdrive, and it's just the way it is. I definitely do not have the funds yet to build a new computer, but maybe in a couple years. I think 2 years from now. I need this computer to hang on for another 2 years, and then I think in another 2 years that's when I'm gonna try and do another build, and try and get a better performing computer. So see how it plays out for now. You can see it's a little bit of a stutter step here and there, but we're just gonna go ahead and deal with it. Chat, we're just gonna deal with it. It's just the way that is. That's just the way it is. I heard that freaking song on the radio this morning. Alright, I don't see anybody, haven't heard anybody in Unicom. I think we're the only person out on the ground for now. I think someone else was loading up, but they're still just loading up. So we're clear on the final, the runway's clear. We'll get started. Stuart traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie, departing runway 27, left downwind departure to the east. Stuart. Well, you know what I like to do, chat, when it's about time to go flying. Time to go. Oh, I just remembered I never disconnected my joystick for the ATC, so it's going to make my sim unstable. That should stabilize things out. There we go. Perfect. Almost forget that every time. Alright, positive rate. No more usable runway gear is coming up. And we're on our way. Again, handcrafted scenery here by the Microsoft Flight Sim people. Probably not the smartest idea for me to be flying this outside right after departure, but I wanted you guys to get a view here. And alright, let's go ahead and get back into business. Could always take another look when we get into the downwind as well. Again, I'm going to apologize right away in advance for the choppiness of the sim. My computer is working on maximum overdrive between the stream and the sim, and really, every time they do an update to Microsoft Flight Sim, it just feels like the performance gets worse and worse and worse every time they do an update. So, you know, that's something that I wish they would get a bit more of a handle on, but it is what it is, chat. Alright, level the wings here. We're already at 2,000, climbing like a bat out of hell. We're going to maintain 2,000 feet down the Hudson is what I plan on holding, chat. Since we're below 3,000, we can still go ahead and do that without the extra 500 feet. So we'll do that. So there's a good view of the airport there, off the left wing as we turn into our downwind. Stewart traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie. Left downwind, departing the area to the east. Last call, Stewart. And now we're going to go ahead and put the lazy pilot on. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up to go on to autopilot. And we're going to fly lazy pilot until we get to Bayport. So I'll go ahead and go autopilot on. We'll go heading and we'll go back down to 2,000 feet. We'll go 23 squared in the cruise for now. We're going to probably have to slow it down a little bit more even if we do decide to go in the exclusion, because we need to be less than 140 knots in the exclusion. So we're going to have to really drag this thing down a little bit. So again, one more time, we'll get a nice good overview of Stewart. And we're on our way. And all we're going to do, chat, like I said, is follow the Hudson. The river will take us to the ocean, and the ocean along the south shoreline of Long Island will take us to the bay, and eventually to Bayport. Nick Resla, Dub Aviator, thanks for coming in today. Good to see both of you guys. I hope everyone that's in here that happens to also be a Virtually Safe Flying Club member is flying along tonight. Not necessarily on the same path, obviously. You don't have to fly from Stewart to Bayport like I am, but I hope that you are flying into Bayport tonight for the event. It should be a fun one. So I guess I should show the chat. This is the event we were doing. It's the Virtually Safe Flying Club Easter at Home. Bayport is kind of our unofficial official home base for the Virtually Safe Flying Club. So we are flying in tonight between 8:30 and 10 p.m. Eastern time is the arrival window. Now obviously this wouldn't happen this time in real life because there's no lighting at the airport. That's why we have the sim set to daytime. But I am giving away a couple of $25 Amazon gift cards to club members who participate. It'll be random drawings at the end of the night for 2 lucky club members. But if you're a flying club member and you're watching but you don't plan on flying in, you gotta fly in order to be eligible to win. So don't waste your time. Get on in. Nick Gresla's coming from HIE to Islip and then 2-3 November. I don't know where HIE is, to be quite honest with you. Mount Washington, thank you. Very good. So again, I'm waiting to see, chat, if we're going to have ATC. Right now we do not. There's nobody covering anything New York Center related or approach or anything. If someone pops on before we get to the Tappan Zee Bridge, then we'll take the easy way out and we'll do the Skyline route at probably like 1,500 feet and do the Skyline with ATC. But if nobody pops on, then we'll whip out the old exclusion zone, New York class Bravo airspace and East River exclusion special flight rules area, a little kneeboard map, and we'll make the callouts and do all the appropriate stuff. And we'll go at like 1,300 feet. or 1,200 feet rather, because it's up to not including 1,300 feet. So once we get to about the Tappan Zee Bridge, that's when I'll kind of make a call there. Dub Aviator asks, how's Delilah doing? I believe she's doing well. I don't see my pooch anymore because I no longer live at home. Moved into a new apartment, and she was not able to come with me. She's still at home with my parents. So as far as I know, though, she's doing well. My parents sent me a nice picture of her yesterday, so she's doing well. And I really don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to visit her is, because I got a busy week coming up. I'm going to be on reserve all week this week, and then I got to go down for recurrent training next week, and then more reserve on top of that. So it's just going to be a real rough couple of weeks for me in terms of schedule-wise. Tomorrow is like the last day that I have off for quite some time. So it's going to be busy. No, I did not have to move bases. I did switch to the Newark base, but the reason for the move wasn't even for that. It was because Sarah and I moved in together. We got our own apartment a little bit closer to all the airports in New York, so that's the reason for that. I can already tell this sim is going to be struggling when we get closer to the city, chat. You can see just how poor the frames are. Again, it has nothing to do with my internet, and my computer's just working as hard as it can. Just every time they do an update to Microsoft Flight Sim, it just seems like it takes more and more of a performance hit. And I know I'm not the only one that's been having the issues with the stutter since the most recent update, so it's just kind of a shame that it is that way, and I just don't have a powerful enough computer to handle it. So, yeah. We're moving pretty quick. We're going to get to the Tappan Zee pretty quick. Let's see. Is anybody signing on tonight in New York? It doesn't look like anybody's really popping on tonight, which is a little bit disappointing for my ATC brethren. But, time to take a mortgage out and buy a new PC? Yeah, if only. If only. But no, can't afford these things.
Newark traffic, United 1791, 10 miles for ILS 22F.
Alright, so tell you what, chat, since it doesn't look like anybody's going to be popping on for New York tonight, we are going to go ahead and brief the exclusion, and we're going to do the exclusions. So here's what we're going to do. Coming down the river here, once we get past even the Tappan Zee Bridge, our first point's going to be the Alpine Tower. That's going to be the entrance to the exclusion going south. And all these are mandatory reporting points, so we have to report the Alpine Tower, the George Washington Bridge, the Intrepid, the Clock, the Statue of Liberty, and the Verrazano Bridge. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to descend down to 1,200 feet once we cross the Tappan Zee Bridge, and we'll hold 1,200 feet going southbound. And we have to make call-outs as we're doing it. So it'll be Bonanza, Alpine Tower, 1,200 feet southbound, and we have to do that for each reporting point as we're going along until we exit. And then once we get below the Verrazano Bridge, I'm actually going to descend even lower to about 400 feet, and we're going to do the south shoreline below the Kennedy Bravo, going to the east out on Long Island. Alright. So we're going to do it the exclusion way. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to go. And we will have to slow down. I'm going to have to be less than 140 knots indicated, so we're going to have to slow the airplane down once we get there. But once I cross the Tappan Zee Bridge, that's when I'll start pulling back the speed and also going down in the altitude to get to that 1,200 feet for the exclusion. And honestly, since I'm over the river, I'll just start down. I'll just start down now, chat. So we'll just go ahead and nice slow descent down. Get down to the 1,200 feet and get ourselves ready for the exclusion. Gonna get an angle that's gonna be getting us ready here for some pictures soon, chat. That's what I'm kind of doing with the outside cam right now. This is gonna be our picture angle right here. A little screenshot action. Dip into the wedding fund, that'll buy you good. You guys are making some very excellent points. None of which I plan on following, but very excellent points. The frame rates are going to suffer, chat. I knew that there was a risk doing the Skyline in the sim with the way it's been, especially with the performance hit it seems to have had ever since the updates. But this is gonna be something. So just bear with me, and if it becomes too much for your eyes to handle, I do not blame you for having to step out if so required.
Yeah, I got a split tax 0.12 now.
So this is the, it's not very well designed in the sim, but this is the Tappan Zee Bridge, chat, and it goes by no other name. I want to make that very clear. Just because the state of New York dumbly decided to rename the bridge does not mean that it is still not the Tappan Zee Bridge, okay? It's still the Tappan Zee Bridge, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So, but it's not modeled very well in the sim. The new Tappan Zee Bridge is actually quite nice in real life. And, you know, with my new living location, I'm actually not too far from it. Makes it nice and convenient going to and from the airports. You know, I almost forgot. I got to switch fuel tanks in this thing, so I should probably do that, because I've been running on the one tank since I took off, so let's try not to forget that. Alright, and we'll get ready for our call-outs here once we get to our reporting points, because we, like I said, now we've decided we're going to do the exclusion, so I'm at the correct altitude. I have the airplane... Oh, and the frames are really hurting. Oh, yeah. We're below 140 right here, chat. You see I'm below my 140 indicated, so I'm all good to go now. All set up and ready. I can actually bump the speed up even just a little bit. Try 20 on the manifold. But I'm all set up and ready to go for the exclusion. I just have to get myself now kind of a little bit closer to the... You want to stay... Now, obviously, you don't want to cross over the shoreline because then you bust the Bravo, but you want to stay close and hug to the shoreline. The west shore going south and the north shore going east when you're in the exclusion. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of a better hug job on the shoreline there. Now, I don't remember, actually, to be honest with you, chat, if...
What's up,
the
gentlemen?
Alpine Tower... Happy Easter, thanks for coming in today. I don't remember if the Alpine Tower shows up or not. I think it does.
On my way from Nantucket in the V35 Bonanza.
Very nice. I'm currently entering the exclusion.
You're flying out of Stewart, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Well, I see that. I forget if I see the tower or not, chat. Coming down here. If not, I'll just kind of eyeball it. But I feel like I do. I feel like I remember seeing it past times doing this, but frames are definitely hurting. We'll do the best we can here as we get closer to New York City, and stuff's going to start to load in. It might help, you know, once everything starts to get loaded in, it might calm down a little to the point where it can actually function. But for now, we're doing the best we can. Again, we still got 20 minutes technically before the arrival window opens for the event tonight for the Flying Club. It's from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Eastern, and
Silver traffic, Beaver 1419er, landing up runway 34, left downwind departure.
should have pretty good attendance, it looks like, tonight. I know it's a holiday, so I'm not expecting a record breaker tonight, but I think we'll be at least in the 15 to 20 pilot range flying in tonight for the event. You can see just how much the sim is having a hard time keeping up. I really wish they would address these performance issues that every time they update the sim, it just causes so many issues. I wish they would actually take some time to figure it out. But it is still MSFS at the end of the day, chat. So we do, work with what we got. Good lord. This is going to be a struggle going through the city. I will not lie to you. Could have sworn we would see the tower, but I'm not sure that we do. Oh lord. Come on, mouse. See, it's this mouse flipping around like this is because the sim is stuttering. My feedback is brutal. Alright, so I think I'm at the Alpine Tower where it would be, because I don't see it, so we're just gonna wing it. Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie, Alpine Tower, 1200 feet, southbound exclusion. So the next reporting point will be the George Washington Bridge, which we can see, though poorly modeled in the sim. We can see the George Washington Bridge out ahead of us. That'll be our next reporting point. Again, we are 140 or below indicated. I can tuck it down just a notch here, holding our 1200 feet, which is right where we need to be. And we are free and clear of the Bravo. Squawking 1200 as we should. And we got all our lights on, so. Let's get my camera shot angle ready to go. If I can ever get the sim to cooperate with me. Yeah, see, it's tough when the sim's lagging. My mouse inputs get skewed quite a bit. That'll have to do. That'll have to do, chat. There's the beauty of New York City. It does feel like it's getting slightly better now that the stuff is loaded in. It's still not ideal, but... hug that west coast of the shore here, or west shoreline rather. Okay, not exactly the best model of the George Washington Bridge, chat, but there it is. We are coming up to the city. How have they not fixed these bridges with the USA updates? The world may never know, WAV. The world may never know. Stutters are brutal. Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie, GWB, 1200 feet, southbound. Our next reporting point is going to be the USS Intrepid, which is kind of like right out over here. Again, not really going to be modeled in the sim very well, so we're just going to kind of have to wing it in terms of the call. But it's roughly right where this kind of pier juts out right here, so that's when we'll make our next call out. So you see right here, this is kind of, it's not modeled well, but that's where the USS Intrepid would be, so that's our next call to make. And you can see the stuttering has calmed down significantly now that we are finally got all the scenery loaded for the most part. Definitely a little bit smoother. That's kind of like the cue to, like, hey, the city's kind of all loaded in, and look at that, all scenery loads in and everything kind of smooths out, so that's good. That's what we needed, chat. Of course, as I say that, here comes the stutters again. I opened my mouth too soon. We were going good for a split second there, but it's all kind of gone away. What do we got here? We got a raid, it looks like, from 757 Spy. Thanks for coming in today. I appreciate the raid. Hello, hello, 757 Spy. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Currently in the skyline, New York City skyline, in our Bonanza. Oh boy. Sim's a little stuttery, so you're going to have to bear with me for that. My computer is not exactly the strongest. Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie, Intrepid, southbound, 1,200 feet. Making our calls in the exclusion. I'll get to all the followers that just came in from 757 Spy stream in just a second, because I got to make sure I don't cross over the shoreline here. Our next call out chat is going to be this clock right here, which actually is, surprisingly of all things, is modeled in the sim pretty decently, at least the area that it's in, along the exclusion here. So we'll make that call out in just a second. So 757, thank you so much for the raid with 150-70 all that were watching. Welcome, welcome to my stream. I'll explain more about myself in a second. TTV, Mason CDD, Band, Badger, Noah Pierce, Ralph Machioi, and Sphinx76. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming in today. Gotta make a call out here in just a second. Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie, clock, 1,200 feet, southbound. Sorry for the stutters, my computer is struggling ever since the most recent MSFS update. And it probably doesn't help that, like I said, I'm in New York City. So, again, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. My name is Mike. I am mostly a general aviation streamer. And also do a lot of Kennedy Tower on VATSIM for NYARTCC, as well as a bunch of other like Class Charlies and Class Deltas for them. So this is an ATC/general aviation stream. So if you're interested in either one of those things, you will find a good home here. What is going on? So there's... I'm trying to get a view of the Statue of Liberty, but man, oh man, there we go. There's some, what the hell is going on there? Alright, some weird sim thing going on there, but there's the Statue of Liberty. Once we get away from the city, this stuttering should calm down. Mariner Halley and Speed and Power, thank you for the follows, I appreciate it. We have one last call to make. Actually, I was supposed to call the Liberty, Lady Liberty. Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie, Statue of Liberty, 1,200 feet, southbound. We got one more call to make at the Verrazano Bridge. Once we get to the Verrazano Bridge, we're going to descend down to 500 or below. So I'm going to set 400 feet to do the south shoreline below JFK. Again, we are currently in the exclusion in our VTail Bonanza, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. On our way to Bayport Aerodrome, 2-3 November, if you want to look it up if you're unfamiliar. Bayport Aerodrome is a grass strip that is got its own little cutout on the south part of the Long Island MacArthur Class Charlie airspace. And so I know a lot of you that just joined from 757 Spy did not see the beginning of my stream, but there is a very specific way to enter and exit the airport at Bayport, or I should say Bayport Aerodrome, to approach and depart, which I'll go over a lot more once we get closer. I also showed a video of a real-world Bayport fly-in that I attended back in 2014. Man, that seems like such a long time ago. It's almost 10 years, Chad. I guess since I do have more of an introduction to make to a bunch of you that maybe haven't met me before on Twitch, I am a real-world A320 pilot. I'm not going to mention the airline on stream at this time. But do fly the A320 in real life. Love doing general aviation in the sim though. General aviation and again all the VATSIM ATC stuff. And this event is on VATSIM that I'm doing right now. And I'm going to explain more about the Virtue USA Flying Club in just a second. But I'm going to start this descent now that I'm at the Verrazano. Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie, Verrazano Bridge, 1,200 feet southbound. Last call on the exclusion. So we're going to go ahead and get a descent going here. Down to 400 feet. So that we can go along the south shoreline of JFK below the Bravo. Something that I've done many times in real life in the past. And I'm really hoping that the sim, once we get further away from New York City, starts to calm down a little bit with the stutters, because it's pretty freaking stuttery. So like I said, I'm just going to keep my eyes on the plane real quick. We're going to go out to this little shoreline right here. That's going to be where we need to go towards. Get down to 400 feet before we get there. And then I'll explain a little bit about the event that I'm flying in right now, and also a little bit about the Virtue USA Flying Club. Microsoft Flight Sim, you guys really need to work on the performance. Oy, oy. Killing me, Smalls. Mason says he flies a 777. Very nice. We got some wide body among us, chat. And I don't mean that in a, I don't mean that by trying to call someone fat. I mean that as in he flies wide-body aircraft. Yes, I used to fly the Embraer 175, and even before that I used to fly the Embraer 145, before now flying the Airbus A320. Huxtable, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today. Again, I'm hoping as I get further away from the city that the stutters at least calm down a little bit. Alright, so let's talk about this event. Like I said, I'm flying to an airport called Bayport Aerodrome. If we look on a sectional, it's down here, south of Long Island MacArthur Airport. You have this little cutout, this little right here, where you can go below 700 feet. And it's the Bayport Aerodrome. Now, there is a specific way that you have to enter and exit the Bayport Aerodrome, so I'm going to come into the Flying Club Discord real quick and show you guys that little hand-drawn thing that I have. While I'm also... Oh, not freeze, Sim. I swear to God, if you freeze, I will cry. Computer's definitely having a hard time. Anyways, sorry about that, chat. So here... We're landing runway 18 at Bayport because of the wind. You can see the little grass strip of Bayport right here, just tucked in the little town of Bayport, Long Island. We're going to enter. There's a little bit of jetties that pop out along the Great South Bay here, along the inner shoreline. We're going to find those jetties. We're going to fly this river to the Sans Souci Lakes, and then we'll fly along the lakes, and then we have to do an abrupt U-turn. It's not a base to final turn. It really is just kind of a U-turn to kind of get us going onto the final for runway 18 at Bayport. And the big thing that we have to make sure that we do not do is we have to make sure we do not cross Sunrise Highway right here, because that would put us into the Islip Class Charlie. So it's a tight squeeze, it's a tight turn. We're going to have to be fully configured on our final approach speed before we make that turn to final, in order to make sure that we don't bust any airspace getting in there. I have done it in real life, chat. It is challenging but entertaining, is the way that I would put it. So Ed Pilot 488, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Good God Almighty, the sim, you're killing me, sim. See if maybe just giving it a breather for a second helps any. Like I said, Chad, I'm hoping that once I get a little bit further away from JFK, that things will start to spruce up a little bit. I don't think my computer's overheating. It doesn't feel hot to touch, but it is struggling tonight. We can also pick our speed up a little bit now that we're not in the exclusion. I just realized that. So let me now tell you guys real quick about the Virtual USA Flying Club, which is the club that I run, and I am doing the event tonight. It is a fly-in event for the Virtual USA Flying Club. The Virtual USA Flying Club is a gentler aviation flying club on the VATSIM network that does all sorts of general aviation related events, including this fly-in that we're doing right now into Bayport. But we also do group flying and other things like that. So if you enjoy general aviation and you fly on the VATSIM network, Streamlabels brought up a link to the Virtual USA Flying Club Discord. So you can click that link. It's an invite to the Discord. That'll get you into the main channels. You do then have to read the welcome page and the rules page and follow some instructions for us to get you all squared away and set up into the club. You do have to. The reason why we have to have you set up is because we have to make sure that you are actually a VATSIM member, since you do need to be a VATSIM member to join. But if you enjoy GA flying and you're a VATSIM member and you have any interest in joining the flying club, we're always looking for more pilots to join us and come on in and have a good time. So yeah. Hold on, chat. Sarah hasn't been feeling the best since we got back from Easter dinner tonight, or Easter breakfast, I should say, this morning. And she needs me to do something for her real quick. So what we're gonna do is, we're still below the 500 feet. We're not gonna hit anything over the water at this altitude, so I'm gonna let the airplane kind of do its thing, chat. You guys are gonna have to take control for a second. So your controls, I'll be right back. Gotta take care of some boyfriend duties real quick, chat. Girlfriend's not feeling too hot, so... Alright, I'm gonna try something real quick, chat, since the sim is being an absolute menace right now. This trick has worked for me every once in a while. Every once in a while that trick can sometimes work, but in this case it does not appear to have worked. So, thank you, Dub Aviator, by the way, my control. While I get that set up for her. So the only next thing I'm going to do now, unfortunately, is I'm going to have to lose some of my graphics here. So we're going to go from ultra to high end. We're going to hope that it doesn't break the sim. See if that helps us any. Nope. See, again, this is a Microsoft Flight Simulator thing. I don't know why or how or what. And I'm gonna pull up my task manager. I'm gonna see that yes, my computer CPU is running at frickin' like 85%, but the GPU is only working at like 37%. I gotta find a way to make it so that I can get more power to the GPU instead of the CPU, especially when I'm streaming. So I don't know. I don't know how to do it, chat. I'm not very good at computers. Crowis, thank you, Steve, for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Thank you for using your Prime sub on me. Much, much appreciated. I gotta keep one earbud off, chat, because I am making a pot of tea. Can't let that run without me listening, because I don't want to burn the apartment down. We're clearing the south shoreline, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna climb up to just 1,000 feet now. We're going to arm and engage, and we're going to go up to 1,000 feet. I mean, there's no wind turbine there, by the way, chat, as far as I know, so that's kind of funny. I don't know what to do to make the sim not stutter. We were doing just fine for a little while, and then all of a sudden the sim just decided it couldn't take it anymore. Good freaking God almighty. And look, even like the menu of the sim is lagging, chat. So it's not. Yeah. I don't know how to fix this. Like even the menu when I'm moving my mouse and everything is lagging. So that's just. Don't know how to remedy that. No, I tried turning the settings down. Oh, is it would there be some kind of bootstrapper knocking me around in the background? Let's take a look. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see. No, I don't see the Fenix bootstrapper in the background. Maybe it is an FSU IPC thing then. If you're saying there's an update to that, that could potentially be it then, because I have not updated. Crud. Well, that could potentially be it. That can cause that we need updated less data if you use that. So I am using FSU IPC. So if you're saying that that needs an update, that could potentially be my problem. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me right meow. For this flight, obviously. that can help me in the future, hopefully. Supposedly FSU IPC has an issue with SU12. Haven't read enough on it. Okay. Tell you what, chat, here's what we're gonna do. Since the stutters are bothering me to a point of oblivion, we're gonna do some computer updating things, and we will recombobulate ourselves on the ground at Farmingdale, which is Kilo Foxtrot Romeo Golf, and we will then go and do that. So hold on, the tea is up for the lady friends, so give me 1 second, chat. Alright, so I'm so sorry, chat. I got a lot going on here. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and quit the desktop. Let me download this updated FSU IPC. Oh boy. Might have already been updated in there. So let's go ahead. I don't need this right now because I really only need this for when I'm doing Voyager stuff. So I'm gonna just open up the regular Microsoft Flight Sim and see if this is gonna make things any better. Mariner, thank you for coming in today. Appreciate the follow. Yeah, sorry that didn't really go as planned here with the sim troubles. So I do apologize for that, guys. Thank you for kind of hanging in there with me as I'm going through this. We were pretty much right parallel to Republic, though, chat, when I started having the issues, so it's not really going to make much difference for us just departing out of Republic and then continuing the rest of the way into Bayport to join the fly-in. But let's see if this helps any with the sim. see if it helps any. Who knows, chat? Yeah, she did not look too hot when I went in there, so. Good fixins! Thanks for coming in today, buddy. It's Easter Sunday!
Good Fixins just subscribed. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to all that celebrate. Again, the sim is being refired here because I was just unable to deal with the stutters that was going on. I'm hoping that maybe going into Microsoft Flight Sim without using the FSU IPC part will make things better. So we'll adjust ourselves here a little bit. We'll go from Republic now instead of Stewart and finish our trip over to Bayport that way. Currently flying from Tokyo to South Korea in the sim, very nice. Let me pause the stream music while the sim music is playing. It's so much conflicting noise. Like I said, chat, I'm hoping this helped, and if it didn't, then whatever. We'll just have to suck it up at this point. Doing the best I can here, chat. Doing the best I can with the tools that I have available to me. Not always the easiest thing to do when your computer doesn't handle MSFS. So I'm going to talk more about this event, I guess, since we're here. So the event that I'm trying to eventually land for is the Easter at Home event for the Virtually Safe Flying Club. It's a club that I run. We're flying into Bayport Aerodrome. The arrival window is from now until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I am doing giveaways to club members. So any club members that participate in the event then come into the Discord. They put their information into this temporary channel that I've created. And that enters them into a drawing. And it's a drawing for two $25 Amazon gift cards that I'm giving away in this drawing to club members. So there are a lot of perks to being in the flying club. There are times when I do, different events that do have giveaways, and it's just it's a real good group of people, guys and girls of all ages, all experiences. Other pilots that are in there that fly jets or are working on their private, their instrument, their commercial, their CFI. Really awesome group of people, great club. So again, if you're a VATSIM member and you enjoy general aviation flying, you should get involved in the Virtually Safe Flying Club. And you saw the FSU IPC thing comes up anyway, so it almost looks like I got no choice. If it's installed, it's gonna run. Not very encouraging. I don't know how to turn that off, to be quite honest with you. Oh, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the link to the Discord that I was talking about, the Virtually Safe Flying Club, which I will hopefully eventually get on the ground in Bayport for, so take a look at that if you'd have any interest in flying along with us for future events. We do usually about 4 or 5 events a month, all general aviation related. This stream has turned into a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 loading stream. It is sure taking its sweet, sweet time loading. Good God. Load Sim 2020, exactly. Oh boy. Hey, we finally made it all the way. Holy macaroni and cheese. Alright, what winds are favoring the south? So I'm just going to load up. I'm going to do real hardcore cheating right now and just get myself loaded into a spot where I can take off real quick out of Republic and get us back on track to what we were doing before. So we are going to speed run the setup here.
Anybody at Bayport yet?
Not yet. So we'll do a little speed run setup here, get the airplane going, and get ourselves on our way to finish the flight to Bayport. And God help us with the sim. Maybe, just maybe, it'll hold up long enough for us to get there. Alright, let's just do this quick, like I said, clear prop. Only need to go up to 1,000 feet. Hurry up and load GPS. We don't got all day. We're trying to make up for the fact that you sucked earlier, Sim. Reconnect to VATSIM. I gotta change my flight plan now. Still no ATC on, so we're not worried about that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get on the VATSIM Unicom frequency 1 to 2.8. Public traffic, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie, departing runway 19 to the south. Public. Alright. Look at that. Stutters appear to have alleviated for now. We'll see if it lasts. Alright, ready, set, let's do it again. Seems to be working semi-better now, right? A little bit. Alright, we're up, and we're going back, and we'll go ahead and pause the rate. Nobody's at runway, gear's coming up. And we'll try again. Look at it, it's much smoother now, so we're moving. We'll see if it holds, we'll see if maybe that was all I needed to do. One can hope, right? Let's get the music back going. I'm doing like 30 things at once right now. I'm trying to get the plane to fly for me. Heading, arm, engage, vertical speed. Get it configured for 23 squared at 1,000 feet. And just like that, we are on our way to Bayport for reals this time. Hopefully. Yeah, so if you join the Virtually Safe Flying Club, you want to read the welcome page. It's going to give you the information. you have to go in the waiting room channel and put in your VATSIM ID, your name, and whatever you want your registration to be. So if you read the welcome page at EdPilot 488, it'll give you the instructions on how to set up in that waiting room channel of the Virtually Safe Flying Club Discord. So if you look, I'll even show you. You want to go into the waiting room channel, and here's the example. This is how you want to do it. You put your VATSIM ID, your name, and the registration that you want for your identification in the Discord, and you put that in the waiting room channel. That's how we can go and verify you and get you access to the full Virtually Safe Flying Club Discord. Alright, so we're back on the move. We'll keep it low and fast, chat. We'll go right over the twin span bridge right here. Get ourselves ready for Bayport. So again, I was talking about this earlier, but I'll go through it one more time. We're going to come up along the Great South Bay here until we get to this the jetties right here. There's little jetties that peer out right here along the inner shoreline. We'll find those. We'll follow the river till it joins the Sans Souci Lakes. We'll do the Sans Souci Lakes. We'll stay over them until we get to where we want to make our base to final turn for runway 18, and we got to make sure we do not cross Sunrise Highway. And we also have to make sure we stay below 700 feet to remain in the cutout. If we go above 700 feet, we'll bust the ISIL Class Charlie. So there's a lot going on
The 9 Alpha Papa, one hotel,
to get in here
one hotel uniform has
into Bayport.
We're well behind you, so should be no factor.
We also have other of our Virtually Safe Flying Club members that we hear are inbound, so we're going to have to listen carefully for them and make sure that we give them the space that they need to get inbound, as well as you know, getting ourselves inbound as well. So we're actually just going to go ahead and drop right on down to 700 feet over the bay here. Start getting ourselves ready for our approach into Bayport. And you can hear we have other club members
downwind for runway 18, Bayport.
On their way in. Had we not had sim issues, I probably would have been the first one in, which was preferable, but so it goes, chat, so it goes. We're going to start slowing up actually as we get closer, just because I know that we're probably going to have to get into a bit of a line getting inbound right now. We do have Volanta going, so Volanta is going to be our eyes to see what the landing rate's going to be. See if I can get any kind of decent landing tonight coming into Bayport. Does seem like that me updating FSU IPC seems to have been the the magic. Although now that I just started scrolling around and doing things, I might be jinxing myself here. But it does. At least for now, it looks like that might have been the secret sauce, but we'll wait and see for sure if it holds.
Skyhawk 129 Alpha Papa turning base for runway 18, Bayport.
We'll see if it holds. Maybe that was the secret sauce all along.
Bayport traffic, Skyhawk 129 Alpha Papa short final for runway 18, Bayport.
You don't need to make all those calls though in the future, chat. The only calls we need to make is the shoreline and the downwind is really the only calls that you're required. And you're not even required to make, because there are people that fly in with no radios, but it's the only calls that are really necessary when going into Bayport. Anybody in the Great South Bay approaching Bayport?
Affirm 81 Hotel uniform is a mile south of the shoreline.
Alright, we're looking for you. Alright, he's a mile south of the shoreline. We're right about here is where the jetties, you see.
Bayport traffic, Skyhawk 129 Alpha Papa clear of runway 18, Bayport.
See if I can see the
And
the
not
jetties
the ones
don't pop out in the sim like they would in
Always
real
a
life. I think they are, because the river's over here. You can see the lakes and the river. So I think like right over here, you know, they don't pop out really, but they're there. This is where they would be, I should say, is like right over yonder. Right about here. Here we go. So right here, chat, where my mouse is, that's where they would be popping out. No, it says it's not popping out in the sim.
Traffic Husky 81 Hotel
And we see their traffic. You see here, we got our buddy. There's the traffic. So we're going to have to give him a little bit of space and follow him in. So let's go ahead and start slowing it down here. We'll get a notch of flaps in. And we'll give him a little bit of time and space before we go ahead and make our call inbound. But I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now. And we're going to take this by hand the rest of the way, chat. And I'm just going to buy a little bit of time out here. Once he calls it downwind, that's when we can go ahead and enter over the shoreline. So we're just going to buy a little bit of time.
Bayport traffic, Bonanza 3 and 4 on Papa's 4 to the south. I see 2 going in on the south bay. I'll follow the second one.
So we're just buying a little bit of time, Don't want to climb. We need to make sure we're below 700 feet. So let me get back down here. Buy some time. No radios would be interesting for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and keep zigging and zagging here. Buy a little bit more time. Alright. That should be plenty of time. Bayport traffic, Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie, shoreline 18, Bayport. Go ahead and put the gear down. Go to our most full fuel tank. Alright, so we start with over the river here. From the river, we'll join the lakes. Yeah, if you want to put a landing rate guess in, go ahead. We're using Volanta for it tonight, so if you want to put a landing rate guess in chat, feel free, just like Kenny Monster did. You don't need the exclamation point predict, just negative number. Positive or negative number, doesn't matter, it means the same. Go ahead and put your predictions in. So we'll go ahead and follow these lakes here. And I'm already getting a little bit too slow here, so let's go ahead and pick the speed up a little bit.
Bayport traffic, Husky 1 Hotel uniform, base to final 18, Bayport.
And we'll follow the Sans Souci Lakes. We'll get a beam the airport on the downwind, and we'll make sure we'll do our base to final turn
Tommy, you in the
before Sunrise Highway.
I am in the Bonanza V35.
Very nice.
Noah Pierce, thank you for coming in today. Let's see if I can do anything decent. Got the gear down, flaps all down. We're pretty much on approach speed. Bayport traffic, Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie, downwind 18, Bayport. And we will make our turn to final before we reach Sunrise Highway. There you are, you can see we're downwind of the field right there. Beautiful initial shot, our buddy's rolling out, so we should be plenty good. You can see the highway right there that we gotta make sure we do not cross. And we'll make our nice, tight U-turn to final. Here we go.
Bayport traffic, Bonanza 3 and 4 Papa's at the shoreline for 18, Bayport.
That wasn't bad at all.
1 Hotel uniform down and clear the active.
You see the threshold, they're using the west side is the one that's open in this sim. So we'll go ahead and try and make a nice smooth landing now. Make sure we clear the trees. Oh, come on. There we go. Look at that. We'll hold the nose off. Soft field landing. Thing of beauty right there. Woo! That's probably one of the better Bayport approaches I've done in the sim, chat. Probably one of my better ones. We'll pull off here. Bayport traffic. Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie is clear. 18 Bayport. That was definitely one of my better ones in the sim, especially in the Bonanza too. I'm very happy with that. I'm proud of myself, chat. Oh, nice and zoomed in here. We'll go ahead and park right up in front of the old hangar here. Or I guess we're parking here. The sim seems to have caught something. What the heck? What? We appear to have hit some kind of fourth wall, chat. So I guess this is our parking spot. Okay. Whatever. Man. MSFS never disappoints, chat. Never disappoints. So we're gonna go into the drone cam anyway and have some fun. Take a look at what's going on, so. We hit the magical, you're right, we hit the magical invisible tree. Oh, that's the wrong thing. We want to slow down this drone cam. I put it too fast. Let's go right about, we'll try that. Take a look at the scenery here on Microsoft Flight Sim. One of the Virtually Safe Flying Club members, I believe by the name of Kevin Hayes, made this for the club, and it's also available on the Flight Sim 2 website. If you look up Bayport Aerodrome on there, you can get this scenery for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. So, by the way, the landing rate according to Volanta was -28. Just so everyone's aware. -28 was the number for the landing rate. So that would make the real Millhouse the closest with his guess of 69. Nice. Nice. But you can see, very nice job by Kevin Hayes, Virtually Safe Flying Club member, making this. You can see he put the cones to mark which side is closed, because they only have one half open, and they alternate every summer, chat. So that's what allows them to keep the... Ooh, let's watch this guy land. Allows them to keep the grass good. They alternate every year, whether it's the east side or the west side that's open. Now in the sim, obviously, it's always going to be the west side. Nice landing, whoever that was. You got the north hangars over here. And of course you got the beautifully nice cut grass, and then you got a little bit going on over here, and then the south hangars over here where we're at. Give you a nice wide shot of the aerodrome here while I do some talking. Yeah, that was definitely one of my better Bayport approaches and landings that I've done in the sim in quite some time, so I'm very happy about that. I don't mean to brag, but it's always nice when you can actually look like you know what you're doing from time to time, chat. Once in a while. Yeah, it is a tight turn. Is this the first time you're doing it, Steve? I think this is your first time, I think you said. It's a fun little thing. I've done it in real life I think I've done... How many real life landings have I done at Bayport, chat? 1, 2, 3, at least 4. I've landed at Bayport at least 4 times. It's been in 152s and 172s. At least 4 times that I landed in Bayport in real life. So, yeah, very, very entertaining little strip out on Long Island that hopefully I'm going to get back to soon. I would love to really, fly in there again. It's been a long time, but I'm hoping that, once I start making a little bit more excess money here, that I'll be able to start renting aircraft again, and obviously I have to find a place that'll actually allow me to land on a grass strip when I rent. That's not something you find quite easily, but hoping that I'll get the chance to land at Bayport in real life again sometime in the near future. Maybe with our good buddy Eric Flight. Maybe we can convince him to come pick me up again. We'll do more Skyline, and maybe we'll do Bayport next time. That'd be fun. So there we have it, chat. Bayport in all its glory. Alright. We're going to clean up the stream, end it here real quick. Going to do some thank yous first before we go. First want to say thank you to 757 Spy for the big raid. I appreciate that. You helped me to gain a bunch of new followers, including, but not limited to, Ed Pilot 488, Huxtable, Speed and Power, Mariner, Sphinx, Ralph Macchio, Noah Pierce, Band Badger, TTV Mason CDD, who happens to be a 777 pilot. So thank you all for following. We came over from 757 Spy Raid. I appreciate that. Melvin Leroy, Good Fixins, thank you both so much for the, and Crowist as well. Thank you guys for the subscriptions. I really do appreciate it. Any support to the channel is greatly appreciated. If you like general aviation flying, or you like a little bit of VATSIM ATC, I do that as well for NYARTCC. Make sure to give the channel a follow. I don't have any kind of set schedule because, as I've said, I'm a real-world A320 pilot, and my real-world schedule takes precedent, and it's not exactly the most structured or scheduled thing in the world sometimes. I only know my schedule month to month. And the next couple weeks of my life are going to be very busy, chat. I've got recurrent training coming up. I've got a lot of reserve days, so won't be able to stream much for the next couple weeks, but hopefully sometime before the end of April. Hopefully sometime before the end of April I'll be able to get on at least the stream one more time or do some flight sim stuff. But anyways, Peter Mooney, thank you for stopping in. You didn't want to scare Kenny, oh boy. What I need to know now before I log off. I need to know what it is between you and Kenny Monster that you didn't want to scare him. What is this? You need to share with the class. He thinks I'm stalking him. Oh well. Oh, look, that'll happen when you guys are both following a bunch of very good flight sim streamers. I know I see you guys both in Sim Caesar's channel a lot. Of course, Slant Alpha Adventures. You got Melvin Leroy, Eric Flight, Downwind Sim. Just to name a few. I know I'm missing some important people off the top of my head, and I'm sorry. Don't feel slighted if I missed you, but a lot of really good flight sim streamers out there. That do a way better job than I do. Let me say that right now. That are way better entertainers. Like
Bayport traffic, Beaver 1419.
For my money, chat,
north of Fire Island.
there are
the,
three really my top three, and I'm not going to put this in any particular order because I don't want to single anyone out and make anyone feel bad. So I'm not gonna put this in any particular order. But the top three best flight sim streamers, most bang for your buck on Twitch: Sim Caesar, Slant Alpha Adventures, Melvin Leroy. Those are the three you want to follow. Alright? And I'll go ahead and shout out those streamers before I go here. Those are the three. Oh, I might have spelled Slant Alpha Adventures wrong, apparently, if it didn't pop up the link. Slant Alpha Adventures. Oh, I spelled it right. Maybe the bot was just a little bit too slow, so I'll try it again. No, I must be spelling it wrong. Maybe there's only one A? Oh no, that time I did spell it wrong. Just I could see the N before the E. Either way. Sim Caesar, Melvin Leroy, Slant Alpha Adventures in no particular order. That's my top three. You guys want to follow those three. Those are as good as it gets. Follow me as well if you want. Like I said, I'm very inconsistent with my streaming. Those guys all have a little bit more of a set schedule, so if you're looking for someone to really gnash your teeth into, those would be the guys. For my money, those three guys, as good as it gets when it comes to flight sim on Twitch. Yeah. One last time, if you're a general aviation lover and you're a VATSIM member, get on into the Virtually Safe Flying Club. We want you. We need you. We're always looking for more members to come and join us for fly-ins just like we're doing right now tonight into Bayport. One of the best things I ever did is create that Virtually Safe Flying Club. It's one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. So, alright. Enough sappiness, enough this, that, whatever, shameless plugs. I'm all done streaming. I'm going to look for someone that is still streaming to send you guys over to. Thank you for coming in today, for following, for chatting, for enjoying. I'm glad I was able to figure out the sim stutters. Hopefully that holds now that I've updated it. So whoever that was, I already forgot who it was, but whoever it was, thank you so much. You saved the stream. and hopefully future streams and future simming that you will have
Bayport
saved.
traffic, Twin Comanche, Charlie Golf Golf Romeo, Sierra Shoreline inbound for 18.
I'm just looking to see. I don't really see anyone flight sim related that I follow that's really streaming right now. So we're gonna have to do random. We're gonna do random raid. I love doing a random raid every now and then. We're just gonna find someone random and send you over to them. See if we can find someone of interest. I'm just scrolling to see if we can find someone good. Someone we can send over to look at randomly. Haven't seen anything that's caught my eye yet. Let's see. See what this guy's doing. Oh, there's an advertisement, so bear with me, chat. I'll find someone. Don't worry. I've got skills. I'll find someone good eventually. Just give me a minute. If you want to go watch someone else, feel free.
1169 Tango.
Won't hurt my feelings any.
East at 1000, inbound for runway 18, Bayport traffic.
Bayport traffic, Twin Comanche, Charlie Golf Golf Romeo, Sierra is right downwind 18, Bayport.
Honestly, I think I'm just going to search VATSIM. See if anybody's streaming the VATSIMs. That'll be where I go now. What do you got going on here?
Bayport traffic, Beaver 1419 shoreline 18.
Alright, here we go. We got someone that looks like he's doing some general aviation. Oh no, I lied. Oh no, he's flying the, this is perfect. Someone flying an Airbus, chat. We're gonna raid this person. SM Cross 90. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up, chat. Since he's flying the Airbus on VATSIM, and that's perfect since I'm an Airbus pilot. So, alright. Last and final call. Thanks for coming in today. Have a great night, everybody. As always, stay safe.